Hi everyone, I'm Debbie Polachek. Welcome to my channel. Today went back to the dollar store and picked up some things to make, and I picked up these planners. It's a monthly planner, a weekly planner, and a little sketch pad that's about a line sketch pad that's about the same. It's a little bit taller than the planners are, and I'm gonna make a like a traveler's notebook to hold all these. Or this is mine. I made this. This is the first one I made, and it's got the elastic with the little garnet on there. I'm gonna use the bigger ones on the next one because they're just a lot easier to handle. And plus, these garnets had some real short little shanks, and it was very hard to get it done. The inside is actually made out of these. I don't know about you, but I have lots of them. The white kind of a poster board, and you could use poster board instead of this. Covers that we get inside of our designer series paper to help hold it and so it won't get all messed up. That's what I made it out of. Let's get started. Thank you. Okay, since we're using some kind of some different things, I wanted to show you what I have here. I have two pieces of 2mm. It could be 2.5mm round elastic, and I got one piece at 20 inches and one piece at 16 inches cut. On these little garnets I have, they have they're like 8mm from one end to the other. The hole itself is about 5mm. Now, if you had a little bit bigger one or a smaller one, you know, you can work with it fine. The bigger one, you might want to put your hose a little bit further apart, or it'll overlap a little bit, okay. And I also made a little jig. This is for measuring the hose, and I cut this. It's just like, it's not quite an inch, but an inch would be fine. A piece of paper, just a piece of scrap cardstock that's 5 5/8 inch long. Then I put a little mark at 6/16 or 10mm from the end, and 1.5 inches from the end, or 38mm. This is just to make our life easier in a little while when we go to put the hose into for the garnets. And I also made one of these corner this perfect corners things. I have a video on that, and I'll link you to that. And I made it out of the paper that we're using, so that it'll just hit the end of this, because I really don't want anything extra hanging over here, just to hit the end. So I just put the paper down and did it anyway. If you go to the other video, you'll understand more about what I'm talking about. And I tried cutting my corners. I thought, well, I surely be able to get these corners. But no, I was not able to do it. I made a mess of those, so I had to patch them up just like normal. So I just can't live without something to help me on those corners. Okay, so let's get started about what we're going to use. The poster board, or the back of the paper, it measures 8 3/8 by 11 1/4. Okay, then I cut a piece of designer paper. So you're going to need one piece of designer paper, maybe a little piece for a scrap for another. But this measures 12 inches by 9 1/8. Okay, so that's going to cover this. And this is the part that goes on the inside, and it is 11 by 8. So it's the full length of the paper, and you're just cutting off like a 1/2 inch. And these are to cover the planners. I just left them the full length of the cardstock and cut it to 7 1/4. I'm going to trim it after I put it around the planners. So those two pieces of those, because we got two planners. Okay, and these are going to go on the inside of our planners here, to go like that. And just to wrap around to kind of decorate a bit. But anyway, two of those, two of these, and then this other. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started with this. So I'm going to use the outside of this and this first. And I'm going to just start off by gluing this down. So I'm going to glue around the edges. Trying to get pretty close. Okay, and that's pretty important to get those spots. And then I really want to get into that center of that real good too, because we're going to be doing a lot of bending in that area. Of course, a little bit everywhere. Okay, and I'm putting this on the wrong side, centering it up. Okay, there's just a small border around here. My bone folder and just kind of go across this real good. That all stuck down pretty good. Now I'm going to take it and run it just along the sides, just to kind of get it started here. Now I'm going to take my little gadget that I made. I'm going to mark those. Looks like I could have got a little closer to that, but I think I can cut that off pretty evenly without messing it up too bad. Okay. Since I'm a little bit off, I'm going to go just on, basically cut the whole line off. Okay. Now I'm going to take these and fold them over. Yeah, see, that just works out so much better than when I try to eyeball it. Okay, now we're going to glue these. You could use score tape here too, but I just think glue works faster for me in the video. Remember when you were a child and you used Elmer's glue and it would just take forever to dry? Well, this doesn't take forever to dry. It dries pretty darn fast, especially when you use this bone folder to kind of knock it down. It really does adhere very quickly. I scored those lines there. I think I told you that. And I'm holding it about the 10 millimeters away from the edge here. And I'm putting it all the way to this edge and just making a mark right at the end and right at that first line. And I'm going to go ahead and make a mark right here and right here. That's that hole, where that X makes that X, that's where I want my hose. So I'm going to measure again from the same edge. Don't go over here on this side, just stay on this same side and do this here. The same, very same way. All the way to the edge. Here. Okay. This time I'm going to take it on the one that's the furthest away from the end that we started at. That's the full length. And go from this point to here and measure, put a little mark where that, at this second line, score line. And go ahead and put it there too. So now you got a spot there as well. Green piece. And I'm going to glue this down. Okay, and try to center that in there. Your bone folder. Okay, now good time to start bending this, working it in. You don't want to bend it all the way too, but you want to get a good start. Probably even going to use your books to help you here. I was looking for my paper and I was sitting on it. That great. But I don't look like I messed it up too bad. Okay. Let's see if that's still stuck down real good. I think it's pretty good. Okay, I think that's good. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and make those holes and those marks that we did. And the way I'm going to do that is with this big old crocodile thing here. And I'm going to use the biggest hole that it makes to do our holes. And so I'm trying to line it up just to where that, so I can hit right in the center of that mark that I made. I don't know if you can see that. I hope I can. But right in the center of that, as close as I can. First one always looks good. The second one say, oh, I guess I didn't get it perfectly straight. But anyway, try to do as best as you can on this. Let's see how. Oh, see, it's not perfectly straight. Turned out pretty good. I'm going to do the one right in the center. Okay. Now as far as the garnets going, this is, I kind of messed around with this a lot on the other ones. And for me, it seemed to work the best if I had it on this one. And the bigger, see, it rolls around. So there's a small one, but this is for the bigger one. So this is the bigger one. Okay. Now take at least 5. If I don't mess up, it'll take 5. And I'll probably drop 1 or 2, so I'll get out a few more. Okay, so here we go. Let's stick it in here. Now I'm going to look to the side again and get right in the center and squeeze as hard as I can. Oof. See, and it did that, so I needed to squeeze it a little bit tighter. Still need to squeeze it tighter. I think I need to sit it on my table. I hope I don't break my table. I think that's pretty good. It actually needs to be a little bit more squeezed. When I felt it. Yeah, see how it popped? That's the way it should be. To go back with the other one and do the same thing. Did a little bit, not as good. That one too. Yeah, you can feel them roll. I didn't feel. Let's see if it did it. Yeah, it did it. Okay. There it is. There's all 5 of them. Mission accomplished. Okay. I think we'll go ahead and do these. Do the elastic since I have this out. I'm getting the shorter 2 of the elastic, which is the 16-inch one, and take it and just tie an overhand knot at the end. Then I'm going to do it one more time. Okay, now I'm going to thread this through the center one. And this is the one that's going to go all the way around the book. Okay, turn that off a little bit. And this one, I'm going to take to the back of the book, go to the front of the book, and to the back of the book. Same thing on this side. Yeah. This one, I think you can tie a knot this way and then back the other way. And you want it kind of firm. You don't want it real slouchy because it won't hold the hooks in there tight enough if you have it too slouchy. So I'm kind of pull it and see if it's not holding, so I need to tie it again. Probably an overhand knot would be the best on this part too, but I was trying not to because it's kind of hard. It's sort of like tying in a balloon. It's kind of hard to do it that way. Make sure it's real good before you cut the ends off. Okay, so actually this part is done. And this is the front of it where the things are to the closest. Where this is to the closest, that's the front, because the notebook's going to take up some area back here. Glue there, that down you can. Real well, just like that. Just have it in there so this elastic is here to hold it for you. Okay, now let's go ahead and cover our planners. I'll probably just do one on camera. The other one's done exactly the same way. Making sure they're separate, different ones here. Yeah, one's a weekly and one's a monthly. Okay, and how I started this, I started at the front of the book and went ahead and put my glue on the front of the book. Open it up. So if you got, see if you got it straight here. Go all the way to the end, and you won't have to cut it. See how you want this to end up here too, straight. Okay. And as you know, the bone folder, here we go again with bone folder. And then add your glue to the inside here. So it's real good and glued. Now, if you can cut a straight line with a pair of scissors, you go for it. But I'm not good at that either. That's one thing about crafting. You've got to find out where you're good at and what you ain't good at. And there's a lot of things I ain't good at. That's why I have to do those little jigs everywhere. Let's line it up so it matched that up perfectly. Very simple. Very easy. Okay, this, while I've got this one out, let's see which one I was going to use for this one. I think that goes good there. Either one. Let's go with this one. I think I'm going to try scoring this at the 1 inch mark. Just so I can kind of tell where the center of that is. Put my glue everywhere. Did I tell you how long these are? These are 2 inches by the 7 1/4, is it? Yeah, these are 2 inches by 7 1/4. I love it when I stick my finger in the glue. This is from 2 different pattern papers, but I thought they looked pretty together. Yeah, I can kind of see where that halfway mark is. kind of see. I didn't get that real straight anyway. But anyway, that might be my second book. Okay. Like I said, we'll be coming back and we'll learn to do the accessories. And these you just stick it, divide it about halfway up. See where that center is? And just put it through there. Then you'll have your other one sitting here. And you've got your traveler's notebooks for your planners. Hope you enjoy the video. See you soon.